Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to give a word of advice on marriages. A marriage is a covenant between two human beings. The first marriage was implemented by God in the book of Genesis. First, He said that it was not good for the man to be alone, and so He created the man a woman. And He presented this woman to the man as his wife. Okay? And so marriage is a covenant, a covenanted relationship. And so God is our groom and we are His bride. Marriage gives us that legal right to share ourselves with someone else without God becoming offended. Marriages are backed by God. It is the only relationship in which God gives His seal of approval. And so everything else that is outside of marriage is not God's desire for His creation. And so marriage is a beautiful thing. Many marriages have failed and many marriages continues to fail. And so because there's an increase in divorce rate, then we find that we have a lot of dysfunctional families. And in turn, we have many dysfunctional individuals in society due to the breakdown of the home structure and marriages. Okay? Marriages is a beautiful thing. You see, God said it was not good for the man to be alone. And so He went on and created an help meet to help make ends meet, right? And we know how it is when with marriages, when we are single, how difficult life becomes when one person is carrying the role of two individuals. Okay, and so we want to embrace marriages. Okay, it was God who said that the man should leave his mother and his father and cling to his wife, and the two shall become one. So when we cling together in marriages, it shouldn't be as if we're still two separate entities, but we should cling to each other in such a way that we now see ourselves as one person in God, not somebody who's looking to be separated from someone else because we're just two entities and we just can't get along with each other and we just can't stand each other anymore. Okay? So we need to see ourselves as one. So God wants us to enter into this covenanted relationship where we can be loyal to one individual. Okay? We want to give our loyalty to one person, and we ought not to be covenant breakers. Okay? We need to be true to the covenant that we have vowed. Okay? And so we need to keep that covenant because we don't want to break that covenant. You see, the Bible let us know that when we decide to leave the person that we're with because of the fact that we see someone else that we want to be with, okay, and so we decide to end this marriage, or we feel that this other person is able to treat us better, do better for us, and so forth, and we decided to just give up on this present marriage. God is saying it should not be the case, because in so doing we have caused the person that we have separated from to commit adultery, while we ourselves are committing adultery. And hence, if we are in an adulterous marriage or an adulterous relationship, we do not have God's covering, because God does not want us to have adulterous relationships. He wants us to have genuine covenanted relationships. And so we ought to be careful as to how we enter into other marriages, into second marriages and third marriages and so forth, because we want to make sure that we are in God's covenant and we are under His protection. We are under His approval. So we need to make sure that the reason for our divorces is really necessary. We need to have a just reason for this. It must be a matter of, I don't want to say life and death, but a matter in which that's the only way out. And it was a case in which it was absolutely necessary for that to be the case. Okay? You see, marriages take time, and it also requires patience. And so we sometimes just want these things to be handed down to us. We just want everything to just happen magically the way we desire them, and we refuse to have any human effort in this thing. And that's not the case. It is something that we have to invest in. It is something that we have to work on according to our desire. Okay? And then we will get the desired result. Okay? We cannot not want to labor in it but reap the benefit. And so we're always going to be in a relationship that fails or about to fail or feel like it will fail because we are not willing to work for it. We're not willing to work for anything. Okay? And so we need to work on our relationships, and we need to invest time and effort in what we are doing. Okay? So fight for your marriage. Fight for your covenant. Fight, because God knows that when we are united, when we are two or more, there is power on our side, and we can chase demons. We can move mountains. Okay? And so we want to be connected. Many people who don't have any family members or friend or anyone to connect with often goes into depression and all kind of mental illnesses and so forth. So people need people. Okay? And that's why God wanted the home to be bound in such a way where there was more than one individual bound together, because that's a chain right there, right? And so with that chain, then everything else will be bound. Everything else will be under control. Okay? But without that chain connection between both parties, anything can happen. The enemy can come and run loose in our homes and in our family lives and kill and steal and destroy and do whatever he desired to do. So our job is to work. We got to put effort into what we are doing so that we can have the desired result. Be blessed.